Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another exciting video about sewing machines. In the last two videos, I talked about my treasures, the Wilcox and Gibbs sewing machine, which was a chain stitch sewing machine from 1871. Quite an old machine, but still champ. And my Singer 99, which is that particular model was built in 1951. The centennial edition, or centennial, I guess, reissue of the famous Singer 99, which is actually a three-quarter size sewing machine based on the overall design of the Singer 66. And the 99 is probably my favorite to date. One thing is for sure that I know very little about sewing machines, but I find them very intriguing, especially all the work that's put into them, for the mechanics behind them. And of course, the older machines are just absolutely beautiful pieces of work. There's nothing wrong with the new ones, and like I said, I have a brother. I think it's a CS6000i, which is digital. I love that machine. And a Juki HZL27Z off the top of my head. That is a three-quarter sized sewing machine. The brother's a full. But anyway, along the lines of looking at these vintage sewing machines, particularly the Singer 99, what has been always coming up and catching my eye is something that most of you may know, if you are, especially if you're into collecting and reviewing and drooling over antique vintage sewing machines, is the Singer Featherweight. Now, the Singer Featherweight came out in two models. I want to say 1930s, maybe 40s, definitely by the 1950s. Singer Featherweight was, as the name suggests, a much more lightweight, pint-sized, it wasn't even three-quarters. I forget exactly what the dimensions are, but it's a small sewing machine, but it packs a punch. It's lightweight, and the original Singer Featherweights came in mostly model number 221 and 222. 221 was just a straight stitch that's all it was. And the 222 had a removable bed that suddenly revealed a free arm so that you could do sleeves and pant legs and things like that. The Featherweight has been on my mind. They're absolutely beautiful machines, especially the ones that are in really good condition, but they go for quite a lot of money at times. The Featherweights are mostly black in color, with ornate gold scroll work, and some of the faceplates are very ornate, and some of them are more striated straight lines, depending on the year that they came out. Well, the Featherweights, again, they've been on my mind, and in looking for them, I came across something called the Singer Featherweight. This is not a 221. This is not a 222. This is a 324. Well, what the heck is that? It is a pint-sized, tiny featherweight. This is the Singer 324, which is actually, they refer to this as the Featherweight Plus. It is a Singer sewing machine. It is not a toy, but I'm sure kids could learn on it. Teenagers would certainly benefit from this thing. This thing, as far as I can tell, came out in 1988, 87, 88, and then I believe they just disappeared. The Singer Featherweight, this particular model, looks nothing like the Singer Featherweights that everybody knows. These are extremely rare, very rare. And again, you might be looking at this thing thinking, Ed, it's a kid's toy. It's not. It actually has some heft to it. It's got, it's metal where it needs to be, and it's plastic. And this is not cheap plastic. By the way, look at the size of my hand. I got small hands, by the way, for a guy. It's a pint-sized sewing machine. It's really, really small. It fits into its own sewing basket, which is a little bigger than a regular sewing basket. This one did not come with the sewing basket, but oftentimes the Singer Featherweight Pluses had their own pink wicker sewing basket as their carrying case, which is really cute. Well, anyway, this is the Singer Featherweight Plus. And again, it looks just like a regular sewing machine. It's just really, really, really small. Why did they keep the name Featherweight? Probably because it's something that's sought after. Everybody knows it as a Singer product that is lightweight, portable, packs a punch. Definitely does a nice job. It is not a kid's toy. It does not do a chain stitch. It does a lock stitch. It has a bobbin below. It is not a drop-in bobbin. This is my Japanese thread snips, by the way. If you're really looking into super, super sharp scissors that just are a pain to use regular scissors and you want something, this is just, I love these Japanese thread snips, by the way. So let me just move these out of the way. And again, what this is here, it's a free arm with a drop-in bobbin. Look at that. So this is the, you lift it up, you got your little accessories. It's got a bazillion bobbins in here, screwdrivers, guides, and whatever you can cram into this little thing. And I like how it flips up like this. And then this whole thing just pulls off, and ta-da! Look at that. It is a free arm, so you can do sleeves, you can do pant legs, you can do all that happy stuff. Down here is your bobbin. It is a real bobbin. A real bobbin. And I'll show you that a little bit later if I have the time. But it's your typical looking setup where you pull this out and this thing comes out and reveals the bobbin inside this little case. And then you got your presser foot here, right? A regular presser foot. You got your feed dogs, and look at that. It's just a really cool little pint-sized sewing machine. I'm going to put the sidearm back on here. Okay, and then the only other thing is, what I don't like, if I had to pick on something and critique something, which, just being honest, is the foot pedal. Now, if you notice here, it's got two speeds, besides off, slow and fast. What I found about this model I thought was going to be a problem. It's really not, but it's just a critiquey thing. Here's the foot pedal. Okay, tiny little plastic square thing, and that gray thing on top. That's what you press down. But the thing about that switch, the gray part, it's just basically an on-off switch. So when you step on it, it's full powered. When you let off of it, it's no power. On or off. There's no variable speeds whatsoever. This is your variable speed. Slow or fast. That's it. Slow or fast. So when you're stitching, when you're sewing, you got off, you got your slow. So when you press on it, it just goes at one speed, slow, and one speed, fast. That's it. And you might think, oh, what a ripoff. It's really not that bad. If you really need the specific speed differences, then this is probably not your machine of choice. But look, this is the Plus. I'll also note that the Singer Featherweight also came out at the same, I believe, the same time frame, without the word Plus. And what's the word Plus mean? Well, here you got your straight stitch on the 0 setting, a slight zigzag, a slightly wider zigzag, widest zigzag. So there's no stitch width. This is it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight stitch to zigzag stitch, and here's your stitch length. So you have your width and your length. Okay? So that's pretty cool. And the one that's not a Plus, just a regular Featherweight, that's all you've got. The Plus adds this zigzag, which is sewn as a not just zigzag, zigzag. This goes, so it's pretty cool. I don't know what you call that stitch, and this is a blind hem. Okay, for doing hems on pants and so forth. So you've got your blind hem setting here, you've got your whatever that is, that cool zigzag, and then you got your stitch width. Basically what it is, like I said, 0 is your straight stitch all the way up to your widest zigzag. Another interesting thing about this particular sewing machine, it's threaded just slightly different. And I'll show you in the back where the spool is. But if you look over here, this is for your bobbin winder, regular bobbin winder. Put your bobbin on here, and then you would slide it over. This is your bobbin indicator for when your bobbin gets full. It'll stop spinning and stop winding thread onto it. And then that's it. It has a carry handle. Look at that. It's a little faded because it's old. If you notice the color of the plastic. But look, this is the type of plastic. This is not garbage plastic. You know, but the type of plastic that we know today is just junk. This is just a good piece of plastic. You know, back when quality was something to be bragged about. Here's the back of the sewing machine. It's got your spool of thread. This thing comes off. You can take it with you. You know, put it in a sewing basket, whatever. It just clips on like so. Got your spool cap here, and the thread comes up into this little tension unit to guide it across. And down here, of course, you got your presser foot lever. Make your presser foot go up and down. Like I said, just a regular sewing machine, just really, really small. And that's about it for the back. In the front, you'll notice something a little bit different. Here's your tensioner for your thread tension. This is where it comes up, it's guiding down. But if you notice that the order is backwards from the way we usually thread sewing machines, most sewing machines. So, in other words, the tensioner is normally on the right side. So the thread's going to come through here on the left side first, through the tension guides, tension discs inside there. So you put the right amount of tension. It comes down and it loops around, but it loops to the right and up. And when it comes up, it comes to the take-up arm. So it's backwards. You know, you might notice that take-up arms are usually on the left side. This is on the right. So it's just fed backwards. It's a little weird to get used to, but it's going to come down through the tension discs. Down, it's going to loop around, come back up, and go from left to right through the take-up arm, and then back down in the same groove. Okay, it's going to come down here. There's a little guide here. There's a little thread guide on the needle, and then the needle is thread from front to back. That's the normal part. Okay, so here's your presser foot. You got your guides, you know, your numbers here. It's got a little hole over here for you know, different attachments and things that you can get. You can change the presser feet. It's got a decent size width for a compact sewing machine. And like I said, basically, this is great for kids, teens, and anybody that just wants to sew, and it will produce a really nice sewing output. It's really, for a compact pint-sized machine, it really is just exactly what it is. Quality in a pint-sized machine. I do know that the motor inside, it's one of those motors, it's not like belt driven, and it looks, from what I've seen, like a DC motor. So I'm sure it's not going to go through the same amounts of leather and thick denim as other sewing machines would, but I guarantee you it will do you proud if you don't overburden it. Okay, treat it with care and don't expect a miracle from it, and you will have a great experience with this Singer Featherweight Plus. And now on to the fun part. One last thing, this machine does not have a light. So everything you're seeing is done by the light on my cell phone. So if you want a light to illuminate your work area, which you should, you probably want to invest in a little battery-powered light or a clip-on work light or something like that. There is no light underneath here. I really wish they would have done that, but what do you expect? Anyway, I know, shut up and sew, right? So here we go. Let me just step on the foot pedal. Actually, it would help if I turn on the power. This is fast. And this is slow. And there you go. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Singer Featherweight Plus 324. Check it out. You might find them on eBay. I got mine. It was $40 and $20 to ship it. For $60, a pint-sized machine that will definitely come in handy. Definitely be used as a real little pint-sized treasure. You're not going to be disappointed. Singer Featherweight Plus 324. Check it out. And thanks for watching.